So, as you continue to do your work, your healing work, your embodiment work, creating a new life for yourself, your boundaries will be tested by the people that you love, unfortunately. But fortunately at the same time. I'm saying unfortunately because it's kind of sad to experience, to be in it. When you're in it, it's uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? But it's a good thing because it's also allowing you to stay grounded on what it is that you are working on. You're reconfirming to yourself, all the work that you've been doing, and that you want to stay in this present moment. You want to stay in that kind of work. You're not regressing. You're not doing the same things you used to do. Your habits have changed, your patterns have changed. So, but the thing is, it's challenging because it's like from a loved one, right? And you're almost looking at it like, man, I never thought this is something that you would do. I never thought that, you just wouldn't consider me, or anything that really just makes you feel like, oh wow, okay, this is like clear, it's final. And if you already made certain type of movements, maybe you became a lot more aware of what's been going on. You became clear on what's been going on, right? You've already made some type of shift. You've changed the way that you moved. You don't visit the same places. You're probably not in alignment with a lot of people anymore because you've shifted, you've changed. Your mindset is different. The things that you want is different. And you just want to do different. It's not to say you're better than anybody. You just want to do different because the things that you've been getting in your life, the outcomes, the experiences, the relationships you've been getting in your life, they're not ideal. It's not what you want for yourself, right? So you're choosing to shift that. You're choosing to shift the patterns. You're choosing to shift certain familiar dynamics, or lessons, traumas, emotional blockages that you've just been around for too long. You're choosing, you're consciously making this choice. So it's always going to be uncomfortable when exactly where you made the choice and that kind of environment is also the same environment that's going to come up and test you. But I feel like that happens to really secure in your changes, to really, it's kind of like sort of saying, are you sure? Is this what you really want? Have you changed? All of that. And it's always going to be a test when your family tests you, your friends test you, anyone that loves you. And you also get to release, I think, the power in dealing with those kind of situations, and when you get to release blaming someone else, but you also get to release like thinking that they would do something different. You only have yourself to take care of, as far as like you have your family, and of course whatever you can do to support whoever in the position that you're in, however way you can, either being there to speak to somebody financially, being emotionally available for someone, whatever way that you can, right? But this is really just allowing you to step into your sovereignty, because there's no way of being in your sovereignty, being in clear mind and making the right choices and decisions, if you're connected to so many people, if you're enmeshed in so many relationships, and your actions is based on what they believe that you should be doing. You will never be in alignment with yourself that way. You could never grow that way. So you kind of want to forgive them. Don't take it personally. You could still love them. And I still love my peoples that has done certain things, and I've done certain things. I'm not perfect. However, we get to take accountability, and we also get to protect ourselves, right? Protect our energy. They get to do the same as well. This is you healing the guilt for choosing yourself. So if you dealing with that and you don't know how to name it, that's what it is. You're healing the guilt. It's like, oh, I chose myself. I did something for myself. I bet on myself. But now there's some type of guilt, and that guilt comes up when you've been enmeshed for so long with other people and their ideas, their ideologies of what it is that you're supposed to be doing, or how you should be, or anything like that. And this is when you see a lot of people are disconnecting from a lot of things that they were familiar with, people, places, and things. And you're like, man, how could people do that, right? But it's like everyone's path is different. Everyone's upbringing is different. Everyone's experiences is different. Everyone's lessons is different. At the end of the day, if you could still hold love, forgiveness, and compassion in your heart while you're doing this healing work, even if you're doing it together or far away, That's going to be your key, the gateway, the midpoint. You like what I did there? The midpoint to accessing the higher realms, to transcending limiting belief, to create a healthy rapture in your mind. Okay. So, some pointers, real quick. Emotional maturity is what is going to take, okay, for you to respond with grace whenever you're being challenged, whenever you're being tested. It's kind of like you left the guy and he feels like, oh, you'll be back. You left the girl and she's like, he's coming back. Like, I got the car, I got the money, I got everything. Plus, he's never had better than me. Whatever it is, the toxic thoughts, right? The devilish, that's the devil card, like the codependencies and all of that. Once you can move from emotional maturity and just respond with grace and keep it moving, keep betting on yourself, all of that illusion just breaks down. That's like the tower moment. All of that facade is like, it breaks down. It breaks down for them and it breaks it down for you too. So whatever you believed, like, oh yeah, I'm supported in some ways, or this is available, or whatever, it won't be, because this is you. It's challenging you in so many ways, mentally, financially, emotionally, spiritually, okay, physically, for you to do something different. As we keep moving deeper into the age of Aquarius, it's only going to get more challenging if you're holding on to things, people, places, and things. It's better for you to surrender and to let it go, and then to embrace where you're going, to embrace how you're evolving. I'm gonna tell you something real quick. So, real life, I just experienced some type of truth that really just confirmed to me what I already believed years ago. And now that it's like clear confirmation based on what happened, for me, it's like, oh, okay. I think because of all the years that I've done the work, even though there was still guilt for choosing myself, right? Once I got the confirmation, it's like all the veil is gone, all the illusions is gone. You were right. Keep moving. You're in alignment. That healing process of what that would have caused, like the burden or the confusion or the sadness or the anger and the disappointment that would have caused if I had gained that information maybe a little bit sooner, it probably would have put me in an imbalanced state where I wouldn't be pushing on to what I need to be doing. I wouldn't be focusing on my work. I wouldn't be able to embrace the peace that I'm feeling now. And the peace that you feel after doing that work and no longer holding on to guilt for choosing yourself, it's unmatched. No one can give it to you. No one can help you to experience it. They could guide you like how I'm doing with this video, and I truly hope it's supporting you on your journey. Whenever you are in a position where you feel like some guilt is there, you probably aren't naming it guilt. It's something in your subconscious mind. Because you chose yourself, you did something for yourself. I want you to know that your body, your spirit usually precedes you. They see things from in the outside, in the hidden, in the unseen, from these physical eyes that you can't see. And that is your guide to your third eye. That is what's letting you know, hey, something's going on. Move according to what you see here, not what you see here. Because with your own physical eyes, you won't see what's going on, because people will show up with a facade. But if you sense something and you use your clairs, you use your emotional and spiritual sovereignty in the gifts that you have within yourself, by strengthening that, you strengthen that again. Meditation, go out in nature, listen to water sounds, chanting, declaring that you have clear vision, right? Trusting in your intuition. You're going to see the truth. You're going to see the truth. And that's going to really help you to embrace and just experience peace, because you've already letting it go. You feel lighter. You feel released, like you've been let go, because it's like, oh, the truth is out now, right? It's not like, oh man, the truth isn't out. I don't know. I could still I could still move this way and do that way. I'm still going to trust my intuition. But, there's just a little bit of residue, a little bit of gray area that you're not quite sure. When the truth finally hits, because again, as we get deeper into this age of Aquarius, the age of knowledge, the age of information, the age of awakening, you are going to start to see some truths. And those truths are only there to support you. Don't hold any guilt, any anger, resentment, or anything, because those are the energies that will pull you back, especially if you went through the 1111 portal. those emotions, those principalities, those thought patterns is what's going to pull you back to put you in a state of vibration that's going to keep creating these type of scarcity and fearful experiences that you don't want to experience. Okay, so just trust, just trust when the truth comes. It's not for it to like smack you in your face to make you feel less than. It's more so to confirm to you in your face, right? And now you're like, oh, okay, well, I already knew that. So, all right, I'm gonna keep it moving and then not react out of emotions. All right. I'm learning really to protect my peace, even when those that I love move in a way that is like shocking or disappointed. Like, no lie, something could happen, something could show up where it's like, wow, I can't believe that was done. This happened and no one told me. This happened and no one told me. No one even considered me. No one said anything to me. Okay, that's disappointing, right? That's almost shocking also. There's no communication, there's no, it's kind of like emotional deflection. People are deflecting. They're not taking accountability for not communicating. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they're trying to put that responsibility on you for you to go and communicate or do something. All these things, it's like, okay, I'm not taking on anybody else's burdens. I'm still gonna love you, but this is clear of what it is that I need to do. When you start to see that, right? Any shocking, disappointing actions that any loved one does towards you, you'll see how important it was for you to protect your peace. You'll see how you not reacting. Like, don't be angry. Okay, and I know, trust me, I know you want to be like, oh, you didn't say anything about you. Don't. Like, you want to go in and say whatever it is that you need to say. However, that is just you leaking energy. That is leaking your empowerment that you've gained, all the work that you've done. That is leaking your sovereignty because you're saying you're dependent on someone else to guide you, support you, or provide you whatever this thing is that you're trying to get to fulfill. Even asking, why wasn't this said? Why wasn't this communicated? Da, 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 da. It doesn't even matter because what are you expecting? First of all, you're expecting something, which is all automatically going to make you, you're going to lose, right? You're going to feel sad just because you're expecting something. Second of all, you're expecting a specific something on top of that. You're expecting what? Well, I don't know if you're expecting peace, truth, someone to own up to their truth, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're better off just expressing your truth and moving forward and doing it in a calm, respectful way. When you're calm, you could keep your power, you could keep your energy. And it's also like a support. What I realized also when things happen and it's disappointed things, even if you got fired and you didn't even know you got fired, someone else told you were about to get fired, or a loved one did something against you or whatever, right? It's like your spirit already, I'm sure before this even happened, you already started to feel an imbalance, a disconnection, something that just isn't in alignment anymore, right? When that happens and the truth actually comes out, you're gonna be like, oh, that's why I was feeling that way. That's why I was feeling that way, because this is true. What was going on in the hidden and the unseen is now revealed. It's in the scene. So now it's almost like your spirit and your body precedes you. Like they've already prepared. They were already preparing you for what's to come, for the tower, right? For what's to come, what was going to end, what was going to shift, what's no longer aligned. And you have two options. You always have two choices, right? The red pill, blue pill, right? But not in that context, but just two choices. You could always choose love or you could choose fear, right? You choosing fear, it's like you trying to argue, get back to see what's going on and try to stand up for yourself. That's you losing. That's you operating in fear. That's you operating in control. Or you could choose love and be like, you know what, maybe I'm being pushed to go do something else. Like a lot of people are losing their jobs right now. There's a lot of instability that's going on because a lot of people are being forced to do something different. Do something that your heart desires. Do something that is in spiritual alignment with your purpose. Find out what your purpose is. Get a little bit deeper. Connect with your ancestors. Connect with your spirit. Connect with that energy within you so that you can do something more than just fulfilling your egotistical needs, right? And it's challenging because people have been operating in this energy for so long, and now for things to just change suddenly, it's forcing you. When the tower comes out in the tarot deck, when the tower comes out, that is the final, that's like source coming in. That's God, okay, the universe coming in to end things because you either delayed, you couldn't see the truth for far too long, you know, like you delayed ending it and you knew you were supposed to end it, or you didn't know that you were supposed to end it in a certain way because you just couldn't see the truth. It's like, all right, this has been going on long enough. We're ending this here. Boom. Now you get caught. That's like getting caught in a snowstorm with a bikini on, right? That's like having a 3 day layover and you have no clothes. All your suitcases have your clothes in the other country, right? And you may not even have any money to get anything, right? It's like inconvenience, but it's going to end it. It's going to cut the cord like that. It's going to end it for you so that you have no choice but to see the truth. And this is going to shake up all of your chakras, all of your emotions. And the whole point is to eventually get to the point where you've mastered your emotions. When you mastered your emotions, they don't get the best of you. You could be clear enough. It doesn't fog up your mind, right? So you can be clear enough to see what's the next step, or to allow yourself to surrender and receive the next step. Someone might show up and help you out. Someone might give you this. You just never know. Like when I came here in Ghana, I had no idea what was going to happen. And it seemed like maybe it was irresponsible in some people's eyes. And other people that know me, like some of you guys that know me, like that understand that choice, that higher level connection choice, so just that spiritual listening to your intuition, you understand that path, you get it, you trust it, and you know what it is. You know what it's about. I don't have to ever explain anything to you, and that's why you my peoples, right? I don't ever have to explain anything to you because you get it. When you're operating in that, you have to trust spirit, because sometimes everything is just a lesson. You're just evolving. Every experience is just here to support you in your elevation. It's nothing happening to you for real. It's really happening for you. When one door closes, is another. It might take a while for the next door to open, but it's only because you're still stuck on this door that just closed. When it's like, no, no, GNO, Gnosticism, know the hidden things, right? Know the truth that when one door closes, another one opens. And know that. And maybe start to make that a practice. Start to affirm that, declare that to yourself. Because maybe you don't believe it yet. And this isn't something that's just she foo foo in the wind. We just some magical beings. Yes, we are magical beings, but I want you to know everything that you're seeing, everything that you're experiencing in the physical world came from the spiritual first. So why not tap into that spirituality, into that strength, into that courage, into your energy, into your emotions, energy and motion, to master that so that you can have a little bit more flow and ease in the physical, So protect your peace, respond with grace. So far, the balance between staying respectful and standing firm in your truth is what's going to set you free from any type of arguments, disconnections, disapprovals, disresonance, dissonance, cognitive dissonance, anything that is not in alignment with you or anyone that you love, or any loved ones, even partnerships, co-workers, whatever it is. You get to balance staying respectful and standing in your truth, firmly in your truth. So as long as you don't disrespect anybody, you don't call them out, you don't try to force them to say what they did wrong. It doesn't matter. They know. They know. They know. Okay. Whose song is that? Is that Neo? And she knows, she knows, she knows. Yeah, I like that song. That's from Neo. I don't know why that came up in my head. Well, I'm saying they know. But anyway, yeah, they know. Your whole thing is to always be in alignment with your sovereignty, which is you don't really need anything or anyone outside of you to be dependent on, not emotionally, not energetically. And this is just confirming you more to keep operating in your sovereignty. This whole journey is about sovereignty, freedom, emotional, spiritual freedom, to disconnect from anything that's trying to keep you in a box. And when you're in a box, you're limited. There's no coming out of it. There's no operating outside of it, right? You get to be a spiral, an open spiral on top of that, to keep evolving. If you have to learn a lesson again, you will learn it and you will evolve. You will keep going up. Okay, if it needs to come back, it'll come back, maybe with a different face, different place, but you're gonna learn that lesson. And you're gonna evolve. You're not blocked in. It's not, oh, after you graduated ninth grade, now you stuck in ninth grade. No, you go into 10th grade, then 11, then 12. Okay, period. And whenever this happens, whenever you have to, if you feel any type of guilt when choosing yourself, this is affecting your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, your ability to set boundaries, and then your heart chakra, which is where you need to forgive without access. It doesn't, when you set boundaries, and this is something I had to learn even in relationships. I didn't even know what boundaries were. I had no idea. Okay, nobody was teaching me that. I didn't have any examples of that around me. It's something I had to learn over time, you know, in so many ways, either reading it, taking classes on YouTube, whatever, doing research. When you learn how to set boundaries, you realize this is just to protect yourself. You're not closing it off. You're not saying, I'm not going to love you. I don't have compassion for you. You're just saying, I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. Maybe when your behavior changed, but you're not telling this person that, or this place or thing that. You're not saying, oh, you need to change your behavior no, you're not doing it. You don't need to do that. You don't need to say anything. What's aligned with you will always come into your presence. You will magnetize it to you because that's the energy that you're radiating. You know that statement when they say you are what you attract, right? You will attract that. But before you can attract some of those, and you probably will attract one or two really good, healthy, interdependent relationships that support you, that want you to grow. They love to grow and they're going to hold you accountable, but they also going to love you and honor you as you know what I mean? You're also going to have to release what was not supporting you, what was deflecting or keeping you stuck in certain repetitive cycles, or not supporting your growth, or not supporting your spiritual path, or wherever it is that you want to invest in your life. Something has to be let go so you can feel lighter to embrace something new. Okay, so if it's affecting your solar plexus, digestive system problems, okay, your sacral, this is where you see cysts, fibroids, inflammation, just menstrual issues, or just you don't have healthy relationships. You don't know why your relationships are not as healthy. Maybe you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself. You don't have rituals. You don't speak to yourself. You don't love yourself. You're dependent on other people's validation of yourself outside of yourself. So those things are affected. And when your sacral, your solar plexus, and your heart is affected, man, that's like the main organs right here. That's the main organs. That when the midpoint is closed off, that's a problem. So you want to have healthy boundaries. You want to work on your relationships. You want to work on your sensuality, your creativity, your divine feminine energy of receptivity. You want to work on your solar plexus, which is your boundaries, the action, the divine masculine aspect of you. Hey, I love you, but this isn't working for me, so I'm gonna go find something else. I wish you well. It's not, oh, I'm better than you and I'm leaving. No, you're not doing any of those egotistical things. Where's ego? Leave ego where ego needs to stay, okay? Leave ego in the back, in the corner, okay? Where there's no energy flowing. When you're put in the corner, it's stressful because corners doesn't have any energy that flows through them. There's only energy flowing in the middle of the room of a square, circular, divine feminine energy, the feminine principle. That allows energy to circulate, to move around, but it never hits the corner. It's like going like this. It never hits the corner. So this is dead zone, dead energy, right? So try not to put your plants in corners. I don't know, just a little. That's just for somebody out there that needed to know that. Put salt in the corners, okay? Put vinegar and alcohol in the corners, stuff like that. Put crystals, clearing crystals in the corner. And I know some people might say maybe some plants, but I would add some support for the plants, especially if you want that plant to grow. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. Your heart also is affected here, where you can still forgive, but you probably won't give access the way that you used to, right? You can still have a conversation, but it wouldn't be as heartfelt. You wouldn't be as open as you used to be. And that's because you have to set boundaries. And again, it's not boundaries to close off any, it's things that you needed to learn anyway. But unfortunately, the people that are testing you are your loved ones. So you set boundaries with them, you'll be able to set healthy boundaries with others outside of you. Okay. So this is a quick video about if you're being tested, your boundaries are being tested, what chakras could be actually being affected, how that's going to come up in your reality. Okay, and remember, let's say if this is sacral, I would give you some dis-ease or some things that could be happening with the sacral chakra, with the solar plexus, indigestion, anything dealing with the pancreas, maybe your gallbladder, like not being able to digest your emotions. That's pretty much what it is. To take action, to do something else, to protect yourself, right? The heart chakra is heart palpitations, stroke, that's extreme ends or anything like that. Heart attacks, extreme ends, again, just constantly feeling sad, having lung issues, bronchitis or asthma, anything like that. When those things start to show up, and there's other things that's affecting these areas of the body, when they start to show up, then you know that's your body letting you know there's something imbalance here. Okay, strong guilt with choosing yourself, it could cause a lot of damage. It could cause it causes you to block yourself from stepping into the new and believing in yourself. It causes so many negative energy, and we're releasing that. We're removing that. And this new 1111 portal, as you continue to evolve, it's just more opportunities for you to release even more. So don't get stuck in thinking that you're not doing what you need to be doing. Trust, and listen to yourself. Okay, you don't have to listen to me, but you do get to listen to yourself. Okay, and that's all I always want to inspire you to do. All right, take the tools, utilize them for yourself, and move forward. Keep evolving. Don't ever stop moving. Don't ever stop moving, because that's how that energy gets, the negative polarities and negative energies, they sneak up on you because you're just sitting idle instead of constantly working and feeling good about yourself. And start creating practices and rituals for yourself that you love throughout the day. Draw, play music, do some yoga, go dance, go take a class, go take painting, go do things that really brings you joy. And I'm not saying for you to emotionally deflect either. You need to pay attention. You get to pay attention. Let me not tell you what to do. You get to pay attention to your emotions and clear them out and see where they're coming from and really see them eye to eye, name them so that they could be released, and declare that they are released so that you continue to move forward on this journey. All right, because what you're seeing, you might not see the results of what you're doing in the physical, but trust me, it's big waves that's happening in the spiritual. And as you can see, the world is changing, and that's all in accordance with the work that you are doing. Okay, one person doing a certain type of work adds waves to the sky, to the universe, to the spiritual planes of change. It allows more shifts to happen so that you could be more in alignment with the things that you do want to experience, people, places, and things. And you're worth it. Remember, you're worth it. Go ahead and grab the magnetic protection ebook. I'm going to put it in the comments in the description box below. And I also have a heart a heart healing audio that you could just join, sign up to the email list, join. It's free. And it's a nice little meditation that you can listen to, and just a guide to assist you during this time if you just need a little bit more support. Okay. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Peace out.